Hello, my friends. This is me talking to you. Super good to be here with you guys tonight. I am just really enjoying. Check. How's the mic check doing here? Can you guys hear me? 1, 2, 3. Kick him in the knee. Hi, guys. Jason Lanier here for a live stream tonight. Wanted to really touch base with you guys and just say hello and I've been enjoying these live streams more and more. And what's up, Christina Monet Montez, Greg Burr? What's up, Greg? I have some crazy stories with Greg, dude. We did some crazy stuff. What's up, Omar? All you guys out there, really good to see you. It's been a long time, my man. My long time. Greg is soda, exactly. What's up, Pistol Pete? Tina, what's up, Tina? I'm the best out there. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. Wanted to start this off by telling you guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, go and check out Long Time No See. It's crazy. I do these live streams. The way everything is working in YouTube land is crazy. I've released like 5 videos in the last 2 weeks at least. So what's up, Artemis? What's up, my baby boy? Hello from Hobart, Indiana. But yeah, I've been releasing lots of videos, guys. One thing I want to tell all of you guys out there, if you haven't had a chance yet, I got to slow down sometime. If you haven't had a chance yet, go and check out my podcast. I started podcasting again, did a really, really in-depth episode and released it this morning, last night, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you live. If you live where Greg lives, it was like in Australia, it was like 2 years ago. But no, I released a podcast. So go to jasonlanier.com/podcast, guys. Check out the podcast. It's really good stuff. And we're going to do a new podcast every night. Or excuse me, don't scratch that. We're going to do a new podcast every Monday. So just be on the you're singing Glee. That's awesome. On that. So just be mindful of that. When am I going to do a class? I'm going to start the workshops back up next year, 2021, which isn't too far away, obviously. So we'll see how that goes. All of it is, of course, COVID dependent on COVID, of course. But no, I can't wait to get back to that. But I've just been having a great time. I've been really focusing on my portfolio. I've been really focusing on my health. I've been really focusing on a lot of really great stuff. I've been lifting weights. I really have. I've been lifting weights. I've been on the treadmill. I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing planks. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've dropped 36 pounds, y'all. So I'm excited about that. 36 freaking pounds. So don't stop believing. Yeah, you and I did sing that in the car, didn't we, Greg? Greg picked me up this is in Tasmania, Australia. It picks me up at this airport that's tiny. What a crazy trip that was, man. That was awesome. I love that trip. Buy. What am I going to buy? A 135 G Master. What do you think? I think it's a great lens. Honestly, I don't know a G Master lens that's bad, but no, it's really a great lens. Asa Robinson said, learning a lot from you. Thank you, Jason. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. But right now I'm just going around wherever I can. I'm using all my Sky Miles, using my points, having a great time, just going here, there, and everywhere and shooting and having a really great time doing it. So I haven't felt this good in a very long time. And I haven't had this much fun in a very long time. And so that's what I've been up to. I've been in Florida. I've been in New Orleans. I've been in all these places. So I've been saying this, guys, if you have something cool to shoot, send me an email, jason@jailpros.com. Send me an email. And there's a good chance if it's really cool, I'll come out there. I mean, my buddy Russ from New Orleans sent me an email or a text message or whatever. And he's like, you got to come out to New Orleans again. It's been a long time since you've been out here. And it's just so we went into, I know I said this in an earlier live stream, but that was crazy because we went into Birdman's house or in Lil Wayne's ex-house, or not his ex-house, but that's the house where Lil Wayne and Birdman used to party, and it's a mansion. And so we went in there, and the cops got called, and we're leaving the place, and Russ is like, the cops are there, and I'm like, keep going, Russ, keep going. And then we went to Six Flags, and I released a video on that, guys, if you haven't watched. Oh, Cholo Kiss, what's up, Oscar? What's up, my baby boy? I love you, Oscar. We got to shoot, man. You and I, Oscar, we should shoot. Do you still like the 8600? It's okay. My 8600 overheats, it explodes. My 8600, Godox is great because it's cheap, but you get what you pay for. And that's why any single time where I can humanly possibly shoot Rotolight, I do, because it's so much better gear. It's just far better gear. It's just 10 times better gear, just better made and all that stuff. What's up, Jason? Class was fun today. What's up, Stevie? I got to get up to San Francisco too. That would be fun. Glad to see me still around, dude. I ain't going nowhere, bitches. I'm not going anywhere. If anything, I am back with a vengeance. It's called World Freaking Domination, baby. So I can tell you that we're going to be doing a world tour as soon as COVID opens back up. World tour is on, and I am not kidding. That's with sponsors. That's with me. I don't care what happens. It is on like Donkey Kong. So when will I be back in Michigan? I don't know. I mean, everything's in the air right now with all this bull crap going on, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't see an autofocus box tonight. Yeah, there's no autofocus box tonight. And what he's referencing is we did a live stream a couple days ago. And when we did that live stream, the HDMI settings, this is the Sony A9 that's filming me on the Sony's ICE 35. And when I did the live stream the other night, it had all of the settings on it. So you have to go into your camera on a Sony, and you have to turn HDMI settings to say display information off. So that's what it's all about. Come to Central California. Central California, like Baker or Bakersfield? Not Baker. That's towards Vegas. Where do you want to come? Fresno? It's day and night. It's day, not night here, sir. Love from India. What's up? That's another place I'm really trying to get to is India. Cheers from Boston. What's up, Donald Wilkins? I'm getting hip surgery. How fast did you recover, and how do you feel? Can you stretch good? Great question, James. I had hip surgery. For those who don't know, for those who do, I'll keep it short. I had hip surgery in February of this year. Thanks to this mother freaking COVID, I didn't get any rehab done, so I had to rehab myself. I started walking, I'd say probably after 2-3 weeks, where like you're really starting to actually take steps that aren't excruciatingly painful. The swelling is pretty significant. You're going to want to have ice packs like big time, but you'll start walking again. Just hopefully they don't make your legs too much longer than the other one. For whatever reason, they made my right leg, which was my bad hip, they made it 2 inches longer than my left. So I like pole vault one leg to the other. So thanks for being open and honest about your craft. Absolutely. There's so many people who are so full of crap, and I do not want to be one of them. I saw you were in my neck of the woods here in Helen, Georgia. That Helen, Georgia was actually last year, but it's such a great pic that I had to use it. It's a great picture. So how come I've never seen you doing any workshops in New York City or Brooklyn? Dude, are you smoking crack? You're probably not, because, COVID era. I wonder, do you guys think, let's figure this out. Do you think more people are doing drugs or less people are doing drugs on COVID? I would venture to say more. Now, I don't do drugs, but I would venture to say more people are doing drugs during COVID. I've done so many workshops in New York. I've always done one a year in New York. So we were supposed to do one in New York this year, but thanks to El Covido, we haven't done it. But as soon as we can, we'll be back there. Shout out from Phoenix, Arizona, my friend. There's pretty cool. Shout out. I probably shout out. No, I love Phoenix. Phoenix is great. I love shooting there. Hi from Germany. Should come to Northern Germany. I love Germany. Love Germany. Catherine Aranda. What's up, my girl? She's my friend. She's been to a number of workshops. I love her. Cheers from Vermont here. Good to see you healthy and happy. Absolutely. I feel great. I feel like even when you saw me last, girl, I feel so incredible. Holy crap, I feel good. It's awesome. Measure twice, cut once. What's up, Steve? I don't know what this channel is about. This pop up in my recommendation and I clicked it. Well, thank you, Yadvir, aka Portia. This is about photography. Here we talk about photography, but hopefully you like us enough to where you stick around and you have a good time. What's up, Lex? Lex was at my workshop in Southern California. Lex is a really good guy. What's up, Jason? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. Thanks to my El Dieto, I had or maybe mi dieta, I had a 2-string cheese. And that's not an exaggeration. I had 2-string cheese for Thanksgiving while everyone else pigged out. And we didn't pay attention to Governor Newsom and his communist orders. And I had family over and nobody got COVID and everything's good. All right. Greg, you're always on drugs. More suicides since COVID. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I am just, Steve, you just bought the Titan. Good for you, my man. Good for you. Did you use my codes? Guys, go Black Friday specials on Rotolight. Like the stuff is crazy. It's like 50% off right now. It's rotolight.com/Jason offers. Rotolight.com/Jason offers, guys. You'll save hella money. Isn't that what the kids say these days? Hella money? Or is that old? See, is hella I think hella is old by this point. Am I right or am I wrong? What's up, Ron Kokas? Hello from Arkansas. I love your work. Good night, Jason. Good night, Miss Christina. Hi from Mykonos Island, Greece. Hello. Saludos, amigo. What's up, wedding food? You should come to Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Nobles is a great place to do pics. I love it. Lots of older rides, covered bridge. Oh, that sounds cool. Love you and your photography. Thank you, Jennifer. Kentucky. I love Kentucky. Can't wait until you finally do a workshop in New York again. Hey, you tell Cuomo, man. Talk to Cuomo. El Cuomito. I mean, we went down into the subways in New York, and damn, that was fun. That was depends on your definition of fun. If you guys haven't checked out that video, check out Uncovering COVID. Emily and I went down into the subways in New York, and this is like back in April, and we went and did a expose on it, published a documentary, and a couple days later, Cuomo was very embarrassed, and he had to go down, and he personally went down for a photo op to clean the subways because it was nasty. So I thought it was really cool, but I don't know if most people would think that's fun. But I had a good time. Great to see you smiling, brother. Absolutely. Best DSLR under $600. Oh, don't get a DSLR. Get an A6000. Don't get a DSLR. First thing you can learn about my channel, we're about the future. We're not about the past. So get out of DSLRs, my man. Get out of, or my lady. I don't know if Yadvir is a man or a lady, but whoever you are, I'm sure you're lovely. Get out of DSLRs. That's the past. Sijo Jose, hi, bro. What's up? Zone Television. Howdy. What's up? Dying to come to the workshop? I'm dying to have you. You love my videos? Thank you. Hola, amigo. ¿Cuándo vamos para Cuba? Okay, that's a great question. That's a great question, mi hermanito, because if Biden actually becomes president, which who knows, but if Biden actually becomes president, I would venture a guess that they're going to open Cuba back up, which I'm not opposed to going back to Cuba. I love Cuba. So that'd be awesome. So we're going to go to Cuba when it's abierto, which means open. And I can't wait. Cuomo is a blank. Cuomo is interesting. Let's do it with masks. Do a workshop with masks. How are you going to take a picture of models with masks? That sucks, dude. How many photographers had to quit and sell their gear to pay the bills? Probably a lot, thanks to all this craziness going on. So is Ed Lamont in Connecticut. Get your butt close to Green Bay soon. Absolutely. I started reading that. I'm like, get your butt close to green. And I'm like, do I finish reading that or do I not? But I did. Hello from Russia. Hello. Oh, Roman. Roman, what happened to you on Patreon? You used to come on. Guys, this guy Roman, okay, used to come on my Patreon channel. This is a shameless plug. You can go on to Patreon. You guys can learn with me. You can learn how I edit. You can learn how I do all of that on Patreon. But this Roman kid, he's Russian. He really is. And he would come on my channel. He'd like come on with no shirt on, with his underwear on. And we're doing these Zoom sessions. It was awesome. Like if you guys think this is fun, you got to do Patreon. It's crazy. Patreon.com/Jason Lanier Photography. A6000 for the win. Russ boys, how are you, bro? I'm doing fantastic. Mother freaking fantastic. The A6000 is discontinued. So what? You can still buy that sucker anywhere. DSLRs are still relevant. Okay, if you think they're relevant, all the more power to you. I'm just telling the future, the present is mirrorless. I started photography and learned how to shoot in February watching all your videos. Awesome. No mechanics. No, Biden. Hey, Jason, get into the studio and flash for lights for winter. You'll see the results soon. I'm sure you'll do great, Para. You go get it. I used to call Para a girl. He's actually a boy. Okay. So I have some gender confusion with Para Portrait, but I do know it's a boy. So you go get it, my man. Jason, this is Joe from Rhode Island. What's up, Joe from Rhode Island? You are my idol when it comes to photography. You make it look so easy. You are so knowledgeable. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Right now, I heard there are starving, roaming swarms of rodents that will chase you out of a subway. Dude, I would go down there and photograph that. Legit, I would. Maybe I'll come to New York City next. Should I come to New York City? Guys, nothing scares me, for real. Wipes and masks. I heard Australia, Greg, is like quarantine, like they shut you guys down worse than anything. Could you please post a video on your background, how you got started from the beginning? Absolutely, Ted Reith. You got it, my man. Bruno Mamid, hello from Brazil. Hola, amigo, ¿cómo está? I know it's not quite Spanish down there, it's Portuguese, but you get my drift. DSLRs are built so much better than a lot of these, the early mirrorless. I know, but guys, the early mirrorless is like 6 years ago. That's a long time ago. It's a long time ago. Any plans for workshops in Texas? Absolutely. I love Texas. Me amo Texas. How important is the business side in photography? Well, if you care about money, it's very important. If you are independently wealthy, then it doesn't matter. But if you like money, then you got to care about the business. Nice jacket. Thank you. Thank you. Will you ever come back to Hocking Hills? I'd love to, Wendy. How are you, Wendy? Wendy's been a very, very loyal follower. Thank you, Wendy. Roman Co. I used to see the thing about Roman. I think the reason he left Patreon was I used to tease him while we were on Patreon that Putin was watching him and that he was part of the KGB. And it's funny, anytime I mention those three letters to a Russian, KGB, they automatically stop everything they're doing. They like freeze. I was shooting a Russian model 2 months ago named Olga, and that was the wedding dress shoot for those who follow me on Instagram. And I made a crack about KGB, and she got very, very, very serious. And she said, "Don't talk about the KGB." It's like, are you part of the KGB? This is America. We have freedom of speech. Well, we used to have a lot of freedoms, but still more than Russia, I hope. So anyways, I went KGB, kind of like when you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror, and she didn't like that. She really didn't like that. Watch my podcast, guys. Listen to my podcast, jasonlanier.com/podcast. Chicago, I definitely got to get there, guys. All the workshops that we couldn't do this year, I'm doing them next year. You completely inspired me with the Sony a7 III. Awesome. Thank you. James Wilson, what's up, my friend? What is the best high-speed sync flash for Sony a7R II that won't break the bank? Well, it depends on your definition of breaking the bank. If it's 400 or if it's, 2,000. And I'm not trying to be glib. I'm just saying it depends on what your budget is. Anytime you guys, and I tell this to people at my workshops, anytime you ask me a question about gear, tell me how much money you have to spend on said gear, and then I can give you my best recommendation. What about a hybrid camera like the Nikon D780 that is a DSLR with mirrorless technology? Yeah, Artemis, you are going to live and die by that Nikon brand. Artemis, I swear. Artemis is so funny, guys. If you don't know Artemis, which clearly you don't. The first time we met Artemis, Artemis is one of those guys. I love him to death, but Artemis, he loves us, and it's fantastic that he does. And I love Artemis, but I was teasing him at the workshop that I saw his face imprint from his breath on my window of the hotel room, and he took it in good stride. He's a great guy. He's come and helped me many times. I love Artemis. Love your videos. They are so informative and helpful to all. Thanks so much. You're welcome. Do you have a master class for edition photography? I don't quite understand the question. What do you mean for edition photography? San Antonio, I'd love to. Would love a Zoom one-on-one. I could do Zoom one-on-ones. If you guys, you got to pay for it. But if you want to do Zoom one-on-one, let's do it, my friends. My hours in my full-time job got cut in half due to COVID. Had to sell one of my Sonys to make some cash for Christmas. COVID blows. But head up, better days are coming. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Come on, I'm not KGB. Thank you for the latest podcast. It touched me. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Guys, listen to the podcast. It's good stuff. There's stuff you can learn from there. I promise you. Very candid. Have you ever done a master class on business and marketing? Yes, I have, and I can most certainly do them again. Jason shot in his D850 not long ago. No, I didn't shoot a D850. I've never shot a D850 in my life. I've never shot a D850. Last Nikon I shot with a D800. I would love to meet with you. I've been following you a long time. I like your models, but Miss Emily beats them all. She is very talented. I would like to do as she does just once. It's a dream. Oh, Miss Emily's amazing, but Miss Emily's moved on, guys. So I love her to death, and she is incredible, an incredibly talented person, but she has moved on, so we should too. Aloha, Jason. Salute from Augusta, Georgia. Can't wait to meet you, bro. You actually saved my life back in 2015 by inspiring me to become a photographer. I came across your vids, and the rest was history. That's awesome, man. Thank you. I got to get to Hawaii, dude, for real. What do you think about the new camera, Sony A7C? I haven't played with it. I haven't. I read the next question. I haven't played with it, so I don't know. Will you be singing Baby Shark tonight? No, I don't think so. That's the problem. I get those songs stuck in my head. I can't get them out, so I don't think I'll be doing that. I did wedding family pics. I stopped because everyone else would tell me how to take pics. Just stop listening to people. Best advice you can ever take is if you're in the middle of your craft and somebody's telling you what to do, unless that person's like really good and that you look up to them, and don't listen to them. I just ignore people all the time. It's liberating. It's fantastic. Ignore the people that you should ignore, and tune them out, guys. KGB is like saying you're from Bakersfield. Keep Israel. Best way to contact me is my email, jason@JLPROS. JLPROS. Nikon gear can be had for dirt cheap right now. Yep. What's up, Phantasma Official? What's your main setup these days? Either the A9 or the A7 III. My A7R3 is dead. And so Sony has asked me to send it to them. I need to send it to them. I haven't done that yet. I need to do that. Sony's being super cool and saying send it in. So sorry, Johnny. I know I need to send it in, and I will. The glass you can get for peanuts. You should not urban explore theme parks. You're going to be arrested if you urban explore theme parks. Well, I did one 2 weeks ago. What's up, Jiffer? Oh, Jiffer's back. Hey, Jason, you really inspired me in photography. I have Nikon Z6 and I want a second camera. I'm choosing between the D850 and the Z7 II. Any advice? The Z7 II. First vid I seen, if you was doing light trails, many Nikon body and no hat. Old school. That is old school, man. That is old school. My girlfriend says she understands me more from listening to a little of your podcast. Oh, that's awesome. Jason, what do you think about the 8600 versus the new 8400 Pro? I don't like Godox's new lights. That's the truth. Their new lights suck. Their old lights back in the day, back in the OG hood days, those Flashpoint Explorers, like the Explorer 600s, which is just a rebranding of Godox, those lights were awesome. They were tanks. These new lights, they put on all the stuff because they're trying to compete with Pro Photo, and it's dumb because they've tried to increase their recycle time, but they've done it at the sacrifice of melting these things. And I'm not the only one, guys. Like, if you shoot these Godox lights with any sort of rapidity and you're looking for recycle time, you will burn out the battery. I have burned out 3 batteries from Godox, and now the light just is dead. It's gone. It's dead. And would Godox send me another one if I asked? Yes, they would. But that's not the point. I'm being honest with you. The stuff burns out. It does. And when I'm in the middle of a shoot and this freaking thing burns out, I don't care if they send me a new one. It's messing up my shoot. Pisses me off. So I'll take the old freaking Flashpoint Explorer 600 any day over this new crap. Would love to meet you someday in New York City. Maybe I can shadow you in your photo shoot for a day if you ever come to New York City. I have a Canon EOS R and kit lens. Absolutely. Stay up to date on my stuff, guys. If you guys aren't part of my Facebook group, go to facebook.com/group/Jason Lanier workshops, because I post volunteer opportunities in there when I have them. We'd love to have you in Maysville, Kentucky, 1,800 built buildings and an abandoned hospital famous for hauntings, Hayeswood Hospital, YouTube videos on it. Absolutely, I'd love to. The problem is a lot of these places now they've locked up. So let's do pics together at Nobles Amusement Park. It's all country, wonderful wooded acre areas, lots of old things around. You're from Sunbury. Send me an email, Jason@JailPros. Guys, send me this information, Jason@JailPros.com. Send me this information. Will you ever do a critique of others' work in a video? Yes, I will. Patreon.com/Jason Lanier Photography. I critique your work, and it's very in depth. So Patreon.com/Jason Lanier Photography. I do editing. I do critiques. I do a lot of stuff on there. Hey, what did I miss? What's up, Andre? Andre's my little man child from Canada. I go up there and beat him up because he's Canadian. He won't do anything about it. Thoughts on the R5 and the 2870-2.8? I don't know the 2870-2.8. I'm going to call B&H Photo and have them send me some Canon gear because you guys keep asking. I should have them send me some Nikon stuff too. So, yeah, I'll do that. You should do an abandoned theme park, Camelot theme park in the UK. You cannot get into the Camelot theme park. I know exactly where that is. I've driven up to it. It's very crowded with security. Now, this is as of a year ago, but Camelot theme park, I've checked out, tried to get in, and it is, it's a no-go. Andre says I'm a liar because he says oh, no, he didn't. He backed me up, actually. He says my old 600 bowel movement, I shouldn't have said that, Bowen's mount has fallen a ton of times and still works. Exactly. Please come to Pennsylvania and bring Emily. Guys, I'm not bringing Emily. Emily has moved on. Please, let's all say it once and for all. Emily has moved on. I love her, and she's moved on. So let's all accept that, breathe it in, and let's move forward. You'll check that out to volunteer. Absolutely. Friend is getting her daughter a Rebel T7 and kit lenses for Christmas. She likes portraits and landscape. Next gear steps, the Nifty 50. Probably. For portraits especially, 50 is really cheap. So that probably would be the best lens. How much of your Portland footage did you end up using? I have released probably 10% of it. 10% of it. I got so much to do, guys. I'm going to be releasing another video tomorrow, by the way. So be on the lookout for that. I need to increase my knowledge about Audition, Lightroom, and Photoshop. You're talking about, okay. Do you have any online course? Yes, guys, my Patreon channel, patreon.com/Jason Lanier Photography. I just did editing sessions today. So, and you guys can watch the recordings. We record them. They're up there. It's really good stuff. I promise you, it's really good stuff. Go on there, guys. What are some new projects that you're working on? I've been shooting so much the last couple of months that I have some stuff coming up. I'm probably going to be going back to Hawaii, I hope. Everything is just COVID. So anywhere I can go, I go. Hey, sir, thanks for sharing and teaching. You are welcome. Jiffer, lots of things are locked up due to COVID. Because of this, I've reached out to owners of very unique places you can never really photograph, but most of them have been letting me come in now to shoot. Oh, that's really cool. It's a good idea. Hey, Jason, been watching you since the 10 reasons. Thank you. Took your advice, which I do a lot. Thank you. Thanks for everything you share, including the tough stuff. You're welcome, baby. Hey, looking good, brother. Thank you. I'm working on it, baby. I got to do a selfie shoot. Once I get down to all my weight, I got to do a selfie shoot. Hopefully I can get down to my weight good enough to where I can feel comfortable doing a selfie shoot. Or maybe I'll just have a bunch of you sexy guys come and shoot me. Joseph Kriv, he's another Russian, or maybe Ukrainian. Are you Ukrainian or Russian, Joseph? Joseph came to my workshop in New York City. I did that. Oh, bring Pierre. That's what Steve Kensler, Bay Area Canine Association, says. Pierre came to Cuba with us. I love Pierre, but Pierre came to Cuba. Guys, this is a true story. You got to hear this. We go down to Cuba, and this is the second time I took a group down to Cuba. And we drop the workshop attendees and the models off in their housing. Each one has their own bed, their own room, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we get settled in our place, and then I go back to the housing area where everyone is housed, and Pierre is Now, this is an attendee, okay? I go back and they had been drinking rum, and Pierre has all of his clothes off, and he's he has a towel wrapped around his nether regions. And I walk in and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So that was a very interesting moment. That's Pierre. I love Pierre. But that was a very interesting moment. Good night, Lanier. Lanier in 2024. Thank you. Hey, Jason, do you think the upcoming Blackmagic 12K will maybe be used as a photo camera replacement at events, 12K raw screen captures for clients? It absolutely could. I mean, 12K is ridiculous. The stuff that you can crop in and use from a 4K is already outrageous. So if you triple that resolution, that's game changing. It's also huge on storage, though. What other abandoned places can you explore? Anywhere they'll let me. Well, they being anywhere I can get into, pretty much. How long do your photo shoots last? I go out for an hour and a half before I run out of ideas. Oh, my shoots go all day. My biggest problem isn't running out of ideas. My biggest problem is I don't run out of ideas. I just keep going, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, are we done? Are we done? Are we done?" So, it's just, I think the best advice I can give, and I've said this before, but when you're doing photo shoots, guys, you have to think outside the box. And I know that sounds really cliche, but you have to think like a 5-year-old. You have to play, and you have to imagine, and you have to just let go of those things that you feel are stopping you or prohibiting you. Let go of your inhibitions. You got to let go of those things that you feel are stopping you from playing and having fun. And once you let go of those things and you just be you, it's amazing what happens. And that's what's happened to me, is for the first time in a very, very long time, I am back to me. I feel incredible. And if you're wondering why I don't make money on the podcast, guys, go listen to the podcast. It's an hour long, and it really goes through it. The last couple of years have been like, go listen to it. jasonlanier.com/podcast. How do you stay organized? How do you push through the days you don't feel like being on the computer? I think you got to mix it up. So, I'm sitting here in my office, and I got people texting me like crazy. And I'm sitting here in my office, but a normal work day for me is not 8 hours on the computer. Kill myself. I'll work on a video for 40 minutes. I'll do some treadmill. Then I'll work on my website. Then I'll go back and I'll do some sit-ups. And I'm being honest with you. This is really what I do. And then I'll lift some weights, some dumbbells. I'll do a plank. Then I'll come back and I'll work more on the video. It keeps everything fresh for me. And I think that's really, I'll answer emails or whatever else. So I have goals that I have to hit by the end of the day, but I mix it up, and that really keeps the day fun and fresh. Samuel Guillermo says, I'll take Jason's boudoir pictures, Instagram /NHDHMNS. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at reading letters tonight, but sure, I'll take a look at your work. You want to get me naked? The Profoto A1X Air TTL S Studio Light. God, that is too long of a name. Good Lord. For Sony is on sale. Is it worth buying? No. Anything Profoto is not worth buying. Profoto gear is very good, but it's also very overpriced. I also think, and I've said this for the longest time, Profoto gear is one of the main reasons. Profoto sent me gear. One of the main reasons I don't use Profoto is I hate their modifiers. Their modifiers, when you put together their speed rings, their modifiers, their soft boxes, whatever else, you have to load it, guys. It sucks. It's stupid. How can you be the most expensive, but you're the hardest to use? Profoto, get your head out of your butts and stop acting stupid. It's stupid. It's so stupid that I would pay more money to work harder. No, give me a freaking Westcott that I can just set it up, bones mount, click, boom, I'm off. Why do you have to have your own proprietary mount? It's stupid. Oh, I know why. You're like Apple. You want to sell more gear. Well, guess what? That means me and other people like me are going to say no. So there you go. There's your answer. I hope that helped. Arcadia Occult. Ooh, we got a Satan worshiper on here. Just kidding. Says, hello, what's up, my man? There is a huge abandoned theme park in New Orleans. Yes, I broke into it 2 weeks ago. It's called Six Flags. It's only trespassing if you get caught. Bingo. Is megapixel a huge deal when doing portraits or prints? Not as long as you're shooting 24 megapixels or higher. I'm inside of Jazzland right now. Awesome. Have fun, man. I love that place. Don't let Jason fool you guys. He outsources all of his photo editing to me. Jeff Jeter, big baby black magic. How you doing, my man? I love Jeff. Jeff came to my workshop in Pennsylvania. We had a fantastic time. I love that dude. I feel sorry for Six Flags New Orleans. I blame the Hurricane Katrina. Yeah, it's awful, man. Rotolight codes could not be found, by the way. Guys, rotolight.com/Jason offers all of the codes for all of the deals. All of the promo codes are under every single package. Every single bundle, like you can get the transmitter for half off. So if you go to the transmitter and click on that, the code's right there. They're all in red. There's 30% off all the accessories. There's not a better time to get Rotolight stuff. I mean it. The podcast is awesome. Thank you, Steve. Love your cornbread. I do love cornbread, Jeff, but cornbread is not conducive to weight loss. And I am all about weight loss right now and muscle gain, not just about weight loss, but muscle gain. And I'm eating healthy and I'm not drinking as much soda and I'm having a great time doing all of it. The dog bowl's still there. That's awesome, dude. I love the way your lighting is during this live. The white balance and exposure is on point. I need to learn. You won't know what you need? Here, I'll show you guys what it is. Oh, come here, little love child. Let me see if it'll reach. This is the Neo 2 on 2%. I said it looks like 5, but it's backwards. So this is the Neo 2 on 2%. And as you can see here, it has the white diffuser in the front, which really makes it soft. So this is good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So let me turn it back to 2%. All right, go over there, sucker. All right, cool. There we go. Hello from Singapore. What's up, my love? What does the X1 use as a power supply? Ask Dave DeGroat. The X1 is the best light that you can buy in the world. It's amazing. You can use batteries or plug it in. But if you use batteries, it's 2 V-mount batteries. So if you already have like an Overpro 2 or an EOS, you can use those batteries. And it's a double battery pack, and it just plugs right in. Do you think the camera technology rat race is hurting photography? I feel it used to be about always getting the perfect shot rather than the perfect camera. I think the photography rat race, I think the photography industry, I'm going to talk a lot about this in future podcasts and live streams and such. I think that the photography industry is going to change fundamentally over the next couple of years. I mean, fundamentally. We're going to have another dramatic shift like when we went from film to digital. I think if you look at the trends of the complete loss of revenue and market share by Sony and Canon and other camera companies and Nikon, it's going to change very dramatically, my friends. And so one of the best things I can tell all of you is get educated and learn light. Get educated and learn lighting, because the way the way phones are developing. And it's funny, I did a presentation at a camera store in Utah 3 years ago. I did it for Sony. And I said in that seminar, and people made fun of it for me. I'm used to people making fun of me for stuff, but I'm usually right. And I don't say that to be arrogant. I say I go out on a limb and I say what I really believe. And I said at the time that phones were a threat to cameras. And the comments on that video, people are like, oh, what an idiot. He's so stupid. Just like people called me stupid when I said that mirrorless was the future. And now it's completely wiped out for the most part. And when I say wiped out, I mean it's 80% of the market. It's wiped out DSLRs. So it's not that I'm always right, but on the big stuff, I'm usually pretty spot on, guys. And I'm telling you that if you don't learn lighting, you're going to be out of a job if you're seeking employment in the photography industry. You have to understand light. So watch my videos, come to a workshop, go out, and just as important, if not more, go out and practice. You have to practice light until you stop sucking. I'm going to go to bed now. Well, good night, James. Let's all sing him good night. What's the best way to store raw files? I still store my RAWs on external hard drives in my casita. Are refurbished A7R III reliable? Yeah, probably. Depends on where you get it from. Hey, I'm a witch practice. Oh, you're a Wiccan. The oldest religion in the world and the indigenous religion of Western Europe, and we witches hate Satanists. That's awesome. I love it. Sorry, love you, cornbread. I love you too, my friend. Hello, sir. If I use the 18105 power zoom lens on the A7S III, will megapixel be less and the camera only have 12? So yeah, it'll suck. So if you use the 18105 power zoom on the A7S III, you're going to have, it's a 55% megapixel loss. So on a 12 megapixel camera, you're looking at 5 megapixels. So that is an awful idea. Awful. Bad. I understand that the desire to do it, but the pictures will look like crap. Is the one good for outside pics? Absolutely, guys. Check out my review of the Rotolight Titan X1. Check it out. I shoot with it outside, overpower the sun. It's incredible. Jason, by any chance, is your camera's white balance on automatic right now? Yes, it is. Hello, by Indonesia. Hello, by Indonesia. I heard you mention you prefer the A7R3 over the R4. Was it just the AF that you preferred? Yes. Not to mention the fact that, honestly, let's be real, guys, 60 whatever megapixels, oh my goodness gracious. Just the workflow alone, the import time, the export time, just the time for freaking Lightroom to render standard previews will take forever on those kinds of cameras. It's a waste. Sony made the A7R4 it's a testosterone contest. There's no other reason they made it. Could it in a way compete with medium format? Yeah, I mean, not maybe in the look, but in the resolution, yeah. But for 90% of photographers, okay, if you're an architectural photographer, landscape photographer, I would get the R4. I really would. And I would personally shoot it for that. I'd love it for that. But for any sort of medium to high volume shooting, an R4 is complete overkill. No way. I got A7C and I love it. It may sound poor on the spec sheet, but it's really good. Oh, that's awesome. Great for you. I am an R4 user and always wanted a small full frame. That's great. Guys, like I always say in my videos, find the gear that works for you. If it works for you, who am I to say? You know, if it works for you, I just try to give you my advice on what works for me. If they put an i7R3 sensor on the next gen and the new screen on menu, I'll pay 3K for it. Can't speak for others, though. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, the cameras aren't very exciting anymore. I mean, that when I was part of Sony and I'm still great friends with them and we still work together and do stuff. But when I was, part of Sony, that was the golden age of mirrorless. And now it's kind of, we kind of hit those heights. Like we went through all the iterations of the new lens releases. We went through, a lot of the advancements on the cameras and everything else. And now it's just they're marginal upgrades or marginal improvements on the new camera bodies versus like, wow, and that's to be expected. Let's be real. Thoughts on computational photography making its way into mirrorless DSLR cameras? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know a lot about that. Arcadia, the Wiccan, says good night. Well, good night, my little Wiccan. Jiffer, there are two major companies I went with the camera app for iPhones, so now they can do real flash photography. I don't worry about that. I know Profoto does one. That stuff's stupid. Okay, let's just be real. I know people are going to get angry that I say that, but and you know what? Here's the other thing. If I do believe this, if you are willing to learn lighting, you're willing to invest in gear. So they'll go hand in hand. I don't. The dynamic range for low light photography will never, ever, just because of freaking size, it'll never approach the DSL. Let me say it this way. The dynamic range on a phone will never approach what it can do in a camera. That is one distinct advantage of a camera over a phone. So that's another reason why I say when you're using lighting will set you apart, because anytime that you need lighting, you need a better ISO sensitivity camera. So I don't think that the photographers who learn and master lighting are going to struggle. I think the vast majority of people who don't will. Okay. It's moronic. I've said this for so long. How can you call yourself a wedding photographer, but you don't know how to light? Okay, it's one thing if you specialize in daytime natural light only portraits. How in the hell can you call yourself a wedding photographer when you have to shoot wedding receptions that are indoors and it's dark? That just to me is unfathomable. And you know what the answer is for those who are wondering, well, how does that work? I've seen the shots of those people who try to pull that stunt, and that's a scam. That is a scam. And their shots of inside are atrocious. And the problem is the wedding clients aren't educated enough in what to look for in a wedding photographer to figure that out before they hire them. So they don't know until after the fact. It's awful. And it puts a stain on our industry. Wicca is cancer. Okay, if you say so. I don't know enough about Wicca or Satan worship or whatever it is. So I'll just take your word for it. You just ordered the A7R4. Hey, if you're a landscape or architecture photographer, that's great. Hi, Jason. Long time no see you. Finally, you are back online. Guys, I live streamed 4 nights ago, okay, on YouTube. And I released a video like 2 days ago. Guys, I'm releasing videos all the time. I'm telling you, you have to check out my recent videos playlist, which is at the top of my YouTube channel, and you have to hit notifications. If you already have, go and do it again. You got to do it again because YouTube needs to hear that you guys want to see my videos. You get a chance to test out the Tamron 7180. Yes, I did. I did get a chance, Mr. Andre, and it is a pretty awesome lens. It's much more basic than you'd find on a 7200 G Master, but if you don't have the money, it's a great lens. For a G Master, it's a great lens. I'm about to buy the A7 III. Please suggest a budget lens for portrait. Well, depends on how much you have to spend, but if you really want to go budget, I'd get the Sony 50 millimeter. It's like $200. I think AI will make its way into cameras. Well, I'm sure it will sometime. Godox does it too with iPhones. Yes, they do. Scott Porter, you're angry. That's because you're old, Scott. You're angry because you're old. And I know, Scott, for those who don't know and don't remember, Scott's the one we spoke about 2 live streams ago who fell through a stage when we were urban exploring in an abandoned theater in Gary, Indiana. So he's very angry because he's probably still nursing his wounds from that. And that was like 5 years ago. And the guy is freaking old. He's old. Scott, you belong in movies. Like, you're so old and curmudgeonly. You're perfect for movies. What is my opinion on Micro Four Thirds? It's great for daytime stuff photography. It's not really good at all for low light stuff. What lens would you suggest for church photography? Depends. Church people photography, church architectural photography. Lionel Wheeler, my man. Lionel Wheeler, what's up, baby? You know how much I love you, Lionel. For those who don't know, go watch my documentary, COVID, Uncovering COVID. Lionel's the one I interviewed who helped me expose the MTA deaths that are occurring from COVID. And we brought a lot of light to it and made Cuomo get embarrassed. So go check out that video. It's good stuff. Question, how often do you use light meter for your lighting and setup plans? Never. I've never used it. RJ's Journey. Jason, I'm sorry I missed it. You said the light you showed there is good for outside shoots. That's the Neo 2 and it needs battery packs. No. This is the Neo 2. If you want to get into real outdoor shoots with Rotolight, you should really hit the EOS, the Nova Pro 2, or the Titan 1. Agree 200% about lighting. I've seen photographers trying to learn how to use alternative lighting at weddings, and it's such a joke. It is. How do you take someone's money and not have a clue what you're doing? It's awful. It truly is. You have to hit the bell to get the notifications. Hit the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Do you have an A7S III yet, Jason? No, I don't. I haven't had the desire to shoot it yet. I'm sure at some point I will, but I really haven't had the desire to shoot it. If you look at my shoot that I did a shoot using only the flashlight from a cell phone in Six Flags New Orleans, and I did that with the Sigma 20mm f1.4 art lens, and I shot it with the A9, and the shots are gorgeous. So I usually make my purchases when I need to, not because I just have gear acquisition syndrome. Thoughts on the Godox SL150W2? I don't know about that piece of crap. I'm not trying to be downer right now. I'm down on Godox because their lights have failed me so much. And you guys may be watching this saying, that's weird. That never happens to me. You guys don't shoot like I do. Let me restate that. Some of you may not shoot as often or as quickly as I do, or the volume that I do. So where I have an issue with Godox, I may hit an issue within 2 months. You may hit it in a year, but you're going to hit it. And I'd still own one if I need a monolight because it's a lot better than rip-off Pro Photo. But that's it. Jiffer says, does anyone else hate fly-by-wire? It's dumb. No, it works great for me. I know another place you might like. It's called the Field of Screams. This place is amazing for Halloween shoots. Hey, let me know. Let me know. Jason, have you checked out the Edelkrone Jib 1? No, I've seen stuff on it, but I haven't played with it yet. But I would really like to. Nola says R.I.P. Scott. He's back on his grind. Yes, I am, my man. Yes, I am, baby boy. Lionel Richie. You guys are fun. I love you guys. Scott loves horror movies. Scott is a horror movie. I mean, church service. For a church service, I'd probably use a 70 to 200. Did you get collared in North Carolina? Yes, I did. I don't know about collared. I got handcuffed. Is that what they refer to when you get arrested? Yes, I did. For trespassing at a rally where there were 300 other people doing the same thing I was doing. So I was discriminated against in every sense of the word. And that's some truth. And so I went to jail during COVID. That's truth. If you guys want to see it, that's a YouTube video on that. And it's called Freedom. And it's on my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, there's a lot more videos than you guys think that I've been releasing. Do you also outsource most of your editing work? Are you ready for it? I outsource none of it. I do all my own videos, all my own pictures, all my own website, all my own podcast. I am a one-man mother freaking show. I am the James Brown of photography, baby. I outwork everyone. You're out of focus? Well, that's just because your eyes don't work, Scott. Jason, please do a portrait post-processing video for us, non-members as well. Use a Sony file. Thanks in advance. I'll see what I can do. I love that video. Best self-portrait ever. Thank you, Nola. You're very kind. Ronald, wahaha, he laughs. I said some of you, not all of you. Some of you may shoot more. I doubt it. I'm kind of a shooting machine. Xbox or PS5? Great question. Xbox. You're too pro now. You know what gear you really like from the experience. Well, I don't know if it's a bad thing to be a pro, but yeah. And if I can pass that experience on to you guys, then you don't have to waste your money. To me, that's a win-win. There's no reason to buy a console. There are no games for them. Well, that's true. That's true. Jay Ayala says next level. Yes, it is. Have you ever thought about applying to be the next White House photographer? Geez, I don't know if I am a good enough rule keeper to take on a responsibility like that. I would probably use my credentials to get into places that I don't belong. That's just probably the truth. So I would love it, but I'm just being really straight up with you guys. I would not probably follow the rules. And if it's Trump or if it's Biden, I'd probably be dragged into their office and spanked. So I'm going to leave that. There's lots of jokes that came to my mind, and I'm going to leave it right there and not touch it any further. Lighting is everything. It's different with the mirrorless cameras with Godox. Absolutely. Do you ever get the itch to go medium format? Nope. I do not. I believe that great photography is about efficiency, and that's the reason I switched to Sony in the first place. I love the efficiency, and I mean they're the beautiful results. So Cheez-Its or cheese nips? Oh, geez. I don't really like Cheez-Its. I don't really eat that stuff very much, but I'd probably have to say cheese nips because I know I don't like Cheez-Its. Hello, Jason. Are Flashpoint lights from the same man? Yes, they are. What software do you use for culling photos? Lightroom. The COVID vids were really good. Thank you. Nola is rest in peace, Scott again. Where is the ukulele? I need that, right? That thing was awesome. You know what it is, that ukulele? For those who don't know, I did a live stream on Instagram with the ukulele, and that was actually, that ukulele belonged to that Airbnb, so I didn't steal it. How is the family? Are the kids doing well with distance learning? Like most kids, everybody hates this right now, so the family's doing well, but the kids don't like it. Jason, you need a Fedora sponsor? Yeah, I do. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm loving the Sigma Art 50 millimeter. Yeah, it's good stuff. You would be great as a White House photographer. I'm telling you, dude. I would be the first White House photographer arrested by the Secret Service. Hey, Jason, I'm using a 5D Mark III for at least 4 years, 5 years. For some reason, I don't like the pictures, how they come out. Even if I have expensive lenses, what would you suggest? Switch to Sony. Or, or I would go Canon mirrorless is what I would do. An active missile silo shoot. That would be fun. Never mind. I'll say no more. Hopefully B&H Store does their depth of field event in 2021 around March. I doubt it. I don't think this whole freaking world is going to open up until like summertime. I doubt it, unfortunately. Hopefully you can attend and show your work. I would definitely be attending 3 years in a row. Awesome. Lionel says, big facts. Stormy said he's no good at spanking except his own monkey. That could be true. Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Wars all day. Now, the new Star Trek are better, but the old Star Trek, yeah, not so much. Think Canon is outdoing Sony these days with R5, R6, new lenses, etc. They're pushing out a lot. Yeah, I do, to be honest. I really do. I think that, well, what else can I say? Canon lenses are sexy as hell. They're sexy as hell. Like the Canon mirrorless lenses are sexy. There's no other way to put it. I mean, I get hearts in my eyes when I hold that 28-70 f2 Canon lens. I love that lens. That lens has almost made me single-handedly switch to Canon. The thing holding me back is Sony's focus system is better. And since I have to be cool and shoot with one hand, I need a good focus system. All right. How many of your, thank you, Maggot. Thanks for watching. We got to make Egypt happen. You got to let me know about that, my man. How many of your events were canceled due to COVID? Oh, all of them. All of them. Canceled all the events and canceled everybody who was working with me. Jason, you didn't enable super chat, bro. Is the super chat is like, that's where you like people beg for money, right? So I've always had a hard time doing that. I don't know. I know it's good. I know it's good to make money, but that's always been hard for me to do that. I just love, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it or couldn't do it or won't do it, but I don't know. Jason, if you had to pick just one, what would you pick? A wedding with a crazy bride and you're stuck on a boat for hours with her? I can't wait to read the rest of this. Or you go into the woods for a shoot and a wildfire starts around you. Oh, definitely. I would choose the wildfire. Definitely. Not because I want to be away from the bride. I just think the wildfire would be more interesting. I mean, with all of my new weightlifting and climbing abilities, not quite there yet, but with all of the abilities that I'm acquiring with increased strength and dexterity and blah, 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 I would shimmy up that tree and I would be taking pictures. I'd call up all the models that I knew that were local and say, hey, girl, come on down here. Let's get some crazy shots. What do I wear for an outfit? We'll find something that fits with red and orange and something that's not going to be too hot because it's pretty hot down here. And I would do a photo shoot. You need to work out to lift the Canon RF lenses. That is true. That's a good one. Have you heard any news on the Sony A9 Mark III? I have not, and I don't know anyone in the world who cares. Because the only reason they came out with the A9 Mark II was for the Olympics that were canceled thanks to COVID. So I don't know anyone that even cares about an A9 Mark III. Maybe you do, Maggot, but yeah. Roland Katapal says hi. What's up? What are some of your biggest goals to be a legend in photography? That's it. That's my goal. New photographer here, got a Canon 5D Mark II to capture my family. Now I'm enjoying photography so much and want to make this my career. Here's my question. Shoot more or study more? Oh, don't study. Burn those freaking books and shoot. Shoot. Here's the pattern, my friends. Shoot, F up. Shoot, F up. Shoot, F up. Shoot, F up a little bit less. Shoot some more. F up even a little bit more less. Shoot, not so quite F up, just screw up. Shoot, didn't screw up. Shoot. Oh, these are actually looking pretty good. That's what you do. I demoed some Canon mirrorless gear this summer in the RF15 to 38 as an amazing lens, but Sony is king. Absolutely. Sell courses, blah, blah, blah. Sell courses to make money. I'd love to sell courses to make money. I am a capitalist. Not a venture capitalist, but I am a capitalist. I've got Canon lenses and I'm looking to switch to Sony in the new year. Does the EF lens adapter work with the A7R III IV at least till I can afford the Sony lenses. Yeah, it does. It's not really, if you're shooting sports photography, not so much, but everything else, yeah. You can capture beautiful pics with any brand as long as the lenses are great. That's pretty true. RJ's Journey, it's where people donate to you and YouTube takes a huge percent of it and the rest you claim on taxes. Yeah, no doubt. Stupid. Freaking Google, man. What freaking pig. That's greedy capitalism. That is not what I like. Any plans to come to Mexico City in 2021? It depends on COVID. Everything is this damn motherfucking COVID. I picked the wildfire. Absolutely. YouTube, take like 30% of your super chats. I'd rather sub to Patreon. Hells yeah. I am currently visiting places and need to arrange it to make it the best for you. You'll love it. Awesome. Scott says we're stuck on a desert island with me. Scott's actually a pretty nice guy. I do love Scott. What is your diet like these days? Low calorie, low carbs, not keto. And I am very careful with what I eat. Intermittent fasting. I end my eating day at 7 p.m. and I don't start again the next day till 10 a.m. And it's made a big difference. But you're already a legend in photography. That's very kind. But I guess if you're a legend, you keep going. I'm just gonna engineer a full frame camera that has retractable mounts so anybody can put whatever they want on it. I hope I don't get sued. We probably make so much money. You'll have a lot of money to pay off the lawsuits. Whenever I need inspiration or get bogged down, I watch your channel, bro. Thank you and keep it up. Thank you. You are an old legend. You're old, Scott. I don't know about legend, but you're old. Most of the time I can talk and admin into granting me access to cool places. Hey, if you know of a cool place, Jaramillo, you let me know. You know, I was in marching band when I was a freshman and sophomore in high school, and our marching band director, his last name, he was Mr. Jaramillo. Is that you? Is that you? Because if it is, I'm gonna have to pull out my trombone. Who are some of your favorite photographers? Ever seen Alan Schaller's work? I have not seen Alan Schaller's work. Don't know who he is. And favorite photographers, Jerry Gionis, Yervant. And my biggest inspiration is Norman Rockwell. Any plans for a workshop in South Florida? Absolutely. Absolutely. I love Florida, and that's why I go down there all the time. In my honest opinion, Jason, you are a legend in photography, filmmaking, content, and choice models. Respect. Thank you. Thank you. Who is your favorite photographer? I just answered that. Pregnancy increased 50% due to COVID restrictions. Hell, man, you got to do something. I mean, there are worse things to do. Scott Porter says, my diet consists of lots of Diet Coke. Scott knows me well. Thank you, guys. Oh, hey, do you ever shoot on film just for giggles? No. That's not for giggles. That's like pulling fingernails. Hey, Jason, what's up? Syracuse Lux, what's up, my baby boy? Albus Alfonso, what did you play in marching band? Trombone? Because I was a marching band, played sax. Now I'm shooting in South Florida. Awesome. We got to hook up. We'll hook up. I'll play when the Saints come marching in on my trombone. You know, if you've played a brass instrument and you blow into it, man, that mouthpiece, it hurts if you haven't done it for a while. Lionel, I agree with you. Every shoot and analyze every photo for hits and misses. Yep. Generation COVID kids, absolutely. Have you ever tried astrophotography? Yes, I have. I shot the Neowise Comet. I've done a lot of that kind of stuff. I love it. I love it a lot. Bastion Max, I admire what you do. Keep making videos. You keep watching them. I'll keep making them. That's the deal. Norman Rockwell is an inspiration. Absolutely. I've been following you for so long now. Well, thank you, Joya Bella or Hoya Bella. Just bought a bunch of lights for Black Friday. Want to come teach me how to use them? Absolutely. Which lights did you buy, Hoya Bella? You really like Florida because it's warm? Well, that is true. I do like Florida because it's warm. You should move to Florida, Scott. I mean, what are you, 75 or something? You should move there because that's where all the old people go. Come to North California so I can learn from you. I'd love to come to North California. I'm going to go up there and mess around with, I got to go up to San Francisco. I don't know why. It just sounds fun. I bet I can guess who disliked this. Yeah, you and me both. Let me see. Jiffer says, Jiffer, my little Swiffer says, I'm in Minnesota thinking of moving to Tennessee. I heard there's no snow there. Well, sometimes there is, but geez, Minnesota. Good grief. Could you get more depressing in the wintertime than Minnesota? Maybe North Dakota. Maybe all of those Odas. I don't know. Let me know. I'd love to help out. Yeah, mouthpieces aren't a joke. No, they are not. Speak Portuguese. I don't know Portuguese. I know some Spanish and I know some English. Trombone, so you know how to pucker up. Yes, I do. I'll pucker up to you, Simon. Bring that. I'll just leave it there. Move down south. I promise there's no snow here. Absolutely. I love Louisiana. Louisiana's cool. Hello from Miami. What's up, Daniel? Jaramillo, I bet I'm much younger than you, your teacher, but I still wouldn't mind you busting out your trombone. I gotta find that freaking thing, man. I should play that on a live stream someday. That'd be hilarious. Hoya Bella, yes. So I bought a Godox 8200 Pro, 8400, and 8600. Well, good for you. Jason, my favorite illustrator is Andrew Loomis. He respected photography and reinvented composition, shadow, and light changing distortions when he drew. That's really cool. You return them all and try what you don't like. That's my girl. That's my girl. I'm kind of miss shooting on film. Digital is, of course, awesome, but film is kind of cool, still a nostalgic way. Hey, if it speaks to you, I mean it. Do it. I got too much stuff going on, my man. Lots of ice fishing, lots of boating commercials to be made up here. You're going to get into astrophotography, Lionel? That's awesome, my man. I love that. Lionel is my boy, man. Man, I love Lionel. Lionel is my boy. You know what would be the funniest reunion would be me, Lionel, and Scott. Me, Lionel, and Scott. We should film it. It's crazy. It's crazy. That little Three Amigo party, we would dress up, all three of us, in those Three Amigo outfits. That'd be hilarious. We should make a Three Amigos remake of me, Scott Porter, and Lionel. That would be ridiculous. I'm going to get an astrophotography. Oh, cool. Jason, have you ever tried the new random 7800 2mm? You must mean Tamron. Yes, I have, and it's pretty awesome. In Plaui, there's no snow. I don't know where Piaui is, but that's awesome. Cool, bro. All good. Cool. Scott says he's going to speak to me. See, this is when he acts like my grandfather. You know, my grandpa. You know, he's gonna talk to me, little man, and tell me what I don't know, and teach me on the ways of the world as he's plastered drunk. Any thoughts on the Canon RF 135 1.4 patent? Well, if anybody had a patent on a wide aperture lens, it would be Canon. And I think that's what is so exciting about, if I'm a Canon shooter, Canon's always been much more aggressive with their 1.2 lenses and so on and so forth. They've always thought more outside the box than Sony. Sony's got such a beautiful, solid line of lenses, and they hit all of the check boxes. They really did. The only thing that Sony really ventured out of the norm was making that 100 millimeter STF, which I do love that lens. But outside of that, they made all of the standards, which they had to. But it would be nice if they made something that was exciting. The fact that Canon is the only one that does a 51.2, 85.1.2, and now like a 135.1.4, that's pretty cool stuff. So, I don't know, it gets people excited. Nikon D850, any good? Ever used it? I have not. You're studying Gordon Parks' work? Awesome. What is the key to that striking contrast you capture with your subjects? Lighting. It's all about lighting. How do you feel about the A6300 in 2020? I still think it's a very capable camera. I really do. I just think that you have to find the regular that works for you, but I think it's a very capable camera. Lionel laughs, and then Jesus Nodar says, Jason, why do Sony images have so much yellow tint on the skin? Well, that's because you're not, maybe you or whoever you see that tint on isn't using white balance and you're lighting correctly, because I never have yellow tint on the skin of my images. Have a great night. You too, Scott. Our KGB Roman Co says, Canon, Nikon, Sony. How about Samyang? No. Was that a quick enough answer? It's a good cheap alternative, but it is a cheap alternative. So I think if I'm going to go non-Sony with my lenses, it would be Sigma. Sigma would probably be my first choice. Tamron. Those would be my first choice. Dave DeGroat, have you ever used the tripod from Peak Design? I have not. And one of my buddies today, Steve, was really pitching it at me because I break tripods like crazy. I've had Fiesel tripods. I've had Manfrotto tripods, a bunch of different tripods, and they don't last very long with me. I usually am breaking them over Scott Porter's back. I want to come out west in April. Less light pollution on the West Coast. Come on out, baby boy. You and me can go to Joshua Tree. We can go all over the place and shoot. And we can have Scott Porter be our perk. I can't believe it. Or Sherpa. He'll be our Sherpa. I'm trying to get out to Peru. I really want to go to Peru. So true. Once you start shooting with fast glass, it's hard to go back. Yeah, hell yeah. You thought you excited me. You do excite me, Scott. Like, I'll leave that one alone too. I do tons of night. Okay. I'm going skiing in Breckenridge next weekend, taking my A9 with me. Should be interesting skiing with my gear on my back. It's all insured. Make sure it's insured. Nikon has the 51.2 now for the Z. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nikon's just so freaking slow. Everything they do, they're always dragging their damn feet on every single thing they do. Nikon's always last to the game. Do you guys, let's go down history lane here. Nikon was the first DSLR to offer video capabilities on it with the D90. They come out with that and then they do nothing. And then they let Canon run roughshod over the industry. Another history lesson. Nikon was the first to come out with mirrorless cameras. And then they let Sony and everyone else run roughshod all over. It's like they come up with these ideas. They put a little bit of budget into it. They create it and they say, okay, now the rest of you guys go do it. It makes no sense to me, man. Do you ever come to Houston, Texas? I love Houston. Hello, Jason. Tomorrow I'm going to pick up 2 EOS because of you. Yeah, go get it, baby. Use my code. Save money. Save your dinero. Have you tried the Sigma 3512? I have not. Canon's updated autofocus system on R5 is awesome. I heard nature photographer's mind blew ass. His mind blew ass. He pointed a 600 millimeter at a tree and it focused on a bird's eye before he even saw where it was. Interesting. Was he a Canon explorer of light, perhaps? No. I'll take a look at it for sure. Maggot says, did you try the new features in the new iPhone 12 Pro camera? No. I'm not a guy who runs out and keeps buying iPhone this or whatever. I'm still using the iPhone 8 Plus or whatever. So that's what I'm up to. You always edit with crushed blacks. You usually do that with the tone curve. Nope. I do that with a contrast layer in Photoshop that you would know how to do if you were on patreon.com/Jason Lanier Photography. Simon says, Peru plus Bolivia. I really want to go to Bolivia. That'd be awesome. You're exciting as a root canal. That is true. Oh, guys, you should have seen Scott Porter when I took him to Cuba. Scott, he's calling me, this bastard. You guys want to hear how old he is? Watch. Tell him how old you are, Scott.
Hola.
Speak.
Tell him how old you are, Scott. People say I look like I'm 35.
Yeah, 135. 135. Guys, this guy's so old. He's so old. I mean, really, Scott, you should be very careful of COVID. All right, Scott, I got to go. He's going to be mad I hung up on him. After COVID, any chance of you coming to Toronto aside from Profusion? There are tons of amazing locations outside. Yeah, I love Toronto. It's great up there. What insurance company would you recommend to insure gear? I use State Farm. I use State Farm to insure my gear. I use a personal articles policy with State Farm. Canon Shill Explorer of Light. Could be. What are you using for photo editing? I use Lightroom and Photoshop. Stop dissing my camera company. You got it. Just for you, Lionel. Have you figured out a solution to the banding on the A9? Yeah, don't use electronic front curtain shutter, and don't shoot silent shutter. I don't have problems with the banding outside of that. What do you think about the Sigma 8514 DGDN? I am thinking to buy one. I like it. Thoughts on the full frame Panasonic gear? To be fair, I haven't tested it fully. So to be fair, for me to give a fair assessment of it isn't really right. But I do, I don't know enough about it to give it a fair assessment. And that's I got to be fair on that. Where's your Rona mask? I don't know. The only time I have a mask is the mask sits under my radio in my car when I have to go into a store. I do not wear my mask in a car. I do not. I don't wear my mask in my own car. My germs are already in there. And they say that wearing a mask protects you from other people. So anybody who's riding in a car with me, which are my sons, because nobody else really rides with me, they don't need me to wear a mask. That one's kind of funny to me. They leaked the cost of the iPhone 12 Pro Max today. It only costs $400 to make. The camera sensor and the camera only costs $790. Isn't that crazy? It is. What's up, 30-day reviews? Do you think Sony will make an RX1R Mark III? I don't think so. Did the insurance cover the light when you ran from the police? Which time was that? I've run from the police a few times, so you'll have to remind me which time. What Sony camera would you recommend as a do-it-all model? The A9. I hope lockdown is over next year and you're back in Europe for a workshop. Absolutely. I've already, Rotolight and I are ready to go. We're ready to do a world tour, ready for me to get back to Europe and all the rest of it. So, yeah, that'd be amazing. I had a 35% double-sided pneumonia, COVID. It was not good, but I'm still breathing. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're okay, Mr. KGB. Did anything ever come out of the guys driving over your gear years ago? Oh, yeah, that's another video. That's crazy. They wouldn't even charge them with felony charges. And so they asked me to fly back on my own dime, go to court, blah, blah, blah. And they're only going to throw misdemeanor charges at him, which is absurd. Absurd. So I told him to take a hike. I'm not doing that. Not a chance. Do an assessment on the new Nikon Z6 II. I'm sure I will. I actually sure I will. Just recently when the light got destroyed. When did the light get destroyed? My light got destroyed when I ran out of Little Wayne's house. Yes, my light did get destroyed when I ran out of Little Wayne's house and the cops were chasing. Well, chasing is a loose term. They were walking and I was walking and then I was going and they were not following, so I just walked out. Have I ever gotten in trouble for trespassing? Yeah. Many times. Many times. I've had the funniest thing is when I have fans who are cops who catch me. That's the funniest. The funniest is when I'm going through TSA checkpoints and they're fans. That's the funny. Those encounters are so funny. And so you have to learn to just be gracious in all opportunities and go from there. When I went to jail for trespassing in that parking lot, I mean, of all the times for me to go to jail for trespassing, that was the stupidest thing in the world. Go watch the video. It's called Freedom. Go watch it. For me the irony of me getting arrested in that moment compared to all the other stuff I've done. Now, maybe that was the universe's way of saying, hey, you deserve this. And I can kind of understand that. But that was the most ludicrous thing in the world. But when I went to jail, it was funny. I was getting booked and I was in jail for 5 hours or something. And during COVID, that was interesting. And one of the prison guards was a fan. I walk in the door and they're like, you're Jason Lanier. And I'm like, yeah, yes, I am. But I'll tell you what, I was nice. I was nice as can be in there. The only time I got a little mouthy was with the magistrate. Now, you may say that was a stupid idea, but the magistrate was a jerk. And this is after he said, I'm making you post bail. I'm like, you're really going to make me post bail? I mean, people all over the country are breaking windows, stealing, looting, robbing. And you're giving them no bail, but I have to post bail. And all I did was interview. If you guys haven't watched the video, I was in the middle of doing an interview with somebody about COVID when I got arrested. So it's absurd. It's insane. Gaston Shutters. What's up, Jason? What's up, my man? I like your method of live streaming. Every comment matters. Absolutely. You guys are here for me. I'm here for you. Jason, would you rather? Here we go again. Drop all your gear from a helicopter while taking aerial photos, or B, drop all your gear in the ocean while taking photos of boats. Oh, I definitely drop it from a helicopter, because if I drop it from a helicopter, I can at least retrieve the memory cards. Oh, well, that's ridiculous. That's just not them wanting to do their paperwork. Exactly. It is. It's ridiculous. Even in Cuba, the cops showed up. Oh my gosh. Scott Porter went to Cuba with me, and that's why he has my number. And we did get dragged into the cops. That was God, you talk about crazy experiences. I should do a podcast on freaking Cuba and the craziness. We were down there. This is in 2018. And our guide, when you go to Cuba, they track everywhere you go. So every Airbnb you stay at, every hotel, well, you're not allowed to stay at hotels, but we stayed in Airbnbs. And you stay in the Airbnbs, and they take your passports, actually. And they have to track where you go. So there's a written paper trail of everywhere you go. It's funny, for whenever people are like, oh, communism's amazing, and everyone just gets everything, and everybody's taken care of. Guys, go to a communist country, see how they live, and then you will never say that again. You will never say that again. Go to a communist country and see how they live, and you'll never say that again. So, but they track everywhere you go. And so one of the guys, his name is Armando, he has to check in too, because he was part of our group. Now he's Cuban, he lives there, but he was leaving early, unbeknownst to me, to go back to Havana. And this is in Viñales. And Viñales is the tobacco country. And he was going to go back to Havana early at night. It looked suspicious. Well, the owner of the Airbnb called the cops. Now, that's what I'm saying. You think that communism is awesome. Imagine having the cops call on you because you make your own decision that, hey, I'm just going to go back to Havana tonight. And the cops are called on him. He was arrested and taken to jail. Well, how I got involved was they sent a police car to my Airbnb and asked me to come to the police station. So you got to imagine me going to a police station in Cuba to work on all this stuff. And so luckily, I'd say I'm about 80% fluent in Spanish. I'm really good at Spanish. So I went down to the police station, and I spent 2 hours trying to get this guy out of jail. And I really don't know this kid. I really don't, I can't vouch for his personal integrity. But they brought the owner of the Airbnb, and I'm in there. My assistant's in there. Everyone's in there. And I'm mouthing off. And it's just straight out of a damn freaking movie. There's a picture of Fidel Castro on the wall. It's this most ghetto-ass police station. There's a picture of Fidel Castro still on the wall, because Che Guevara and Fidel Castro are all over Cuba still, even though they've been dead forever. And you want to get in trouble in Cuba, make a Fidel Castro joke. Like I made a joke. I said, hey, can I get some eggs? They said, we don't have any eggs. And I said, well, I bet you Fidel Castro could get eggs. And when I said that, they looked at me like, don't ever say that again. But I do love Cuba. Anyway, I'm sitting there mouthing off, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to get this kid out of jail because I feel bad for him. Then they bring the owner of the Airbnb in, and I'm arguing with him. I said, why would you call the cops on this kid? And he's like, because it's very suspicious. Maybe he robbed something. And I said, have you asked the kid to look inside of his bag? Have you just asked this freaking kid to look inside of his bag? He said, well, did he tell you he was leaving? I said, well, there's no freaking cell phones in Cuba. So he was probably going to walk over here. Now, I didn't know if he was or not, but I was trying to do the kid a solid. And he says no. And I said, well, this is an easy fix, because all this Armando kid had was a backpack to his name. I said, this is an easy fix. Look inside of his bolsa, which means bag. Look inside of his bolsa, and if there's nothing in there, let him go. Because what crime has he committed? Well, he acted suspicious. You guys think, or anyone watching this, you think communism is great. Go to a place where it's not, where you're arrested because you want to travel a place. I'm telling you, whenever people complain about these civilized, great countries that most of us live in, and they talk about these big dreams of how everything is so great everywhere else, I'm like, oh my goodness, guys, you really, you need to see more of the world. I mean that. Did they spray the cuffs down before they put them on you? No. When I went to jail, it was the most unsanitary. We're doing a lot of police jail talk tonight. When I went to jail, it was the most unsanitary, un-COVID process ever. It's the biggest hypocrisy of all time. What C-stand do you recommend for the Aperture 300X? I use the, I like Matthew C-stands, and I just use, C-stands are pretty good all over. I mean, I think I have Impact C-stands as well. I think those are the brand from B&H. Karma is a bitch. Should have said you were protesting. I know, no doubt. Jason, I would make you post bail depending on what camera you were shooting. That's funny. I ordered the Z7 II. It should be arriving later this month. I will let you do a review of it if you like. Thank you, Lionel. That's very kind of you. I and a model got arrested for taking pictures on a cop car on the beach. You put a model on a cop car? Damn, you might be my cousin. They let us go eventually, and the cop asked me if I would take a picture of him and email it to him. Oh, that's cool. Excuse me, old man. That was 2017. Yeah, whatever. Record your police. I do. I was in Sweden, and the cops got crazy in Sweden, and I recorded that. I never released that video, but I recorded the cops acting crazy in Sweden. Hi, Jay. Recently, I was robbed at gunpoint during a photo shoot. My gear was stolen, but luckily it was insured. I still had backup gear. Please share importance of insurance and protection. I couldn't agree more. It's incredibly important. I've had people try to take my gear. I use my gear as a weapon. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Somebody tries to take my camera. I'm going to, as they're walking up, I'm going to like, that guy kind of looks like a thug. What am I going to do here? Oh, I know. I'm going to look for my Canon 200 millimeter 1.8 lens. The thing weighs about 50 pounds. So I'm just going to casually put it on while I'm eyeballing. I'm giving them the 1,000-yard stare. And then I'm going to take that 200 millimeter lens and I'm going to crack it over their face. My mother-in-law is Cuban. 100% she escaped from Cuba like in the 60s. She is a U.S. citizen, worked her entire life in the USA, has become very successful, and she fears the USA is heading down that path. Lots of people have that concern. Some cops are getting their authoritarian mojo out. The other day, one tried to give me the business because I didn't have my mask on while driving by myself. Oh my gosh. Kiss off, mother freaker. Scott Porter dropped a dime on me. Yeah, that's true. You love my work. Thank you. Come to Russia. I'll come just to see you because Roman walks around in his underwear. You guys really, every time I got on a Zoom, he's walking around in his little banana hammock. Jason Lanier, that's not actual communism. Yeah, I know. Jason telling the story, Cuban police watching. It is true. Talk about what you know. I do talk about what I know. Every single story I'm telling you is an experience. The real question is, Jason, did you drop the soap? Oh my gosh, guys. So I get into this holding tank and I'm sitting there and there's a guy laying down. It's just like you'd see in the movies. Truly, it's a fish tank pretty much. And I get in there and there's people laying in their own urine. I don't even want to sit down. And you're talking about COVID. This is May when this happened. And they're talking, breathing onto the phone. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm not that big of a germaphobe, but I'm thinking, are you serious? Like, you guys are so worried about COVID, but you're not doing anything about these phones or anything else. And there's only one phone and you have to take turns using it. And I didn't know how to call a bail bondsman. So I asked the guys in there, I said, guys, how do I call a bail bondsman? And they all started laughing at me because all of those guys, except for one, had been in there multiple times. Then a big fight broke out between a gay guy and a straight guy, like straight out of a movie. The gay guy was talking really sexually to the straight guy, and the straight guy was talking really horribly, violently to the other guy. And so they got shipped to different holding tanks. It was very interesting. So long story short, did I drop the soap? No, I kept everything nice and protected. Mega loud shout out host. Well, thank you. Do you now carry soap on a rope in case of your next journey to prison? Probably. What bags are you currently using and why? I use think tank bags. I like think tank bags. They work well and they have a long warranty on them. So I do like them. Do you have One Light outdoor photography tutorials? Yeah, I do. But one thing is, if you guys have a certain thing that you'd like me to do on, if there's something that you would like me to do, please let me know. I'd love to try and do it for you. Great comic quote. Show me the man and I'll get you the crime. Yeah, for real. Right now, I don't remember the name of the guy. Torture people until they confess to whatever he wanted them to say. Yeah. Hi, Jason. When will you have another workshop in Boston? I need to have one soon. I have some guys waiting out there for me to do a workshop, so absolutely. Love your work. You're my inspiration from the Philippines. Thank you. I know a guy right here in New York that got pulled over for speeding, and because he had a mask with him, the cop let him go. If not, he was getting the ticket. Oh my gosh. You're scared of herpes? I hope so. I don't think anybody's like, damn, I hope I get herpes. I'm not getting into Democrats or Republicans. I'm not. I'm just talking about freedom. I'm not going to get into politics and stuff because I whether you're Democrat or Republican, I love you guys. So I mean that. Is South Africa on your wish list for visiting soon again? Absolutely. I love South Africa. I love it. I'd love to go back. I'd absolutely love to go back. It's a beautiful place. So many fond memories. After South Africa has been a very cathartic place for me. I've typically been in South Africa during, it may sound crazy, but some of the hardest times of my life, for real. And some of my trips to South Africa, now nobody should infer that every time I go to South Africa, I'm dealing with something major. That's not the truth. But in some of my visits there, it's been during a hard part of my life. And South Africa has just been what the doctor ordered. There is nothing, at least for me, there's nothing like being out. You wake up in the morning in Kruger National Park, and usually I'm in a Toyota. What's the name of it? It's like a SUV. It's a big ass SUV. But you wake up in the morning. They have these rest camps, and it's 5:30 in the morning. You wake up and it's quiet outside of what you hear with the animals. You may hear the diesel engines, but it's quiet. It's peaceful. It's serene. Usually there's a cloud cover. It's magical. It's a beautiful moment, and I love Africa. Charles Bronson says, I got pulled over and went off on line cop video, did 1 million in 3 weeks. Jeez, good for you, Charles Bronson. You must have a death wish. The younger kids won't understand that joke, but the older ones will. Scott, you may not remember that. That movie came out when you're about 50. Quality photography in third world countries is risky. Yes, it is. The money they get for your gear can temporarily change their lives. Yeah. It was a Toyota Fortuner. Yes, it was, Johandre. Absolutely. Not a 4Runner. It was a Fortuner. You're right. For those who want to quit their 9-to-5 job and join photography full-time, what is your advice for them? Don't quit until you start making money at photography, and don't quit until you're relatively good. And how do you know that you're relatively good? When people start paying you pretty decent money. That's truly my advice. How do you like the pictures from Pete Souza made about Obama? I don't know. I don't really care about that stuff, but I'm sure they were fine. Please do a video on how the Rotolight trigger works and that difference in the flash power output, such as 1/50th of a second versus 1/125th of a second. Artemis, brother, here's the advice on Rotolight, guys. Shoot Rotolight flash at full power, and if you're not going to use it in full power, then you go to LED mode. That's exactly how you use Rotolights to get the most out of them. Phantasma Official laughs out loud. Okay, last one for the night. Would you rather A, use a camera with a broken lens that's cracked? That's probably going to be it. Or B, use a cracked sensor with a good lens. Both options would make a photo of some kind. Definitely option A. I have actually done that. And if you shoot a wide enough aperture, typically it won't show. No joke. Death Wish is a great movie. Yes, it is. Do you ever use GoPro or action type cameras? I do. I use the Sony action cams over the GoPros. And yeah, I do. If you look at, if you go to my YouTube channel and you check out, I I did a circus project with Circus Vargas. I did a documentary on the circus, and we put action cams on the trapeze artists, on the motorcycles, everything. It's pretty intense. It's awesome. Hello from DC. What's your thoughts on the Westcott FG400? I wouldn't use it. Hi, Jason. COVID aside, how do you recommend finding people to photograph? A lot of flaky people on the online photographer model sites. Here's my best advice for shooting models. Book 2. I always book 2 models when possible. Unless I've worked with the person before. If it's people that I haven't worked with before, I'll book 2 or 3 and then I'll shoot them during different segments of that shoot time. And chances are 2 of the 3 will show up, and that's truly what I do. Have I been to any other countries in Africa? Me and my brother were talking about going to Ghana. I haven't been to Ghana. I've been to just South Africa and Zimbabwe, and Ethiopia. But I haven't been to Ghana. We should go, Lionel. We should go there together. Trying to get a gauge on pricing. How much would you charge Nike for a shoot? Nike? I charge those bastards a ton of money. Freaking doing their slave labor. Nike. Here's the thing. I like Nike shoes. But how much would I charge? It depends on what they want. It depends on the rights that they want to the images. That goes a lot into the cost when you're talking about commercial work. So I don't know. A typical shoot for Nike would probably be at least $100,000 to $200,000. No joke. But that rate that you hear quoted by commercial photographers is highly inflated. So when you hear, damn, that guy made $100,000 on that shoot, typically that's far from the truth. Here's what happens with commercial shoots. Okay. I've done many of them. They'll pay the photographer $100,000, and then the photographer has to book the models, book the location, book the transportation, book everything else. So what they do is they use the creative director and or the photographer as the person who has to be in charge of distributing all that money. I don't want all my books that I got paid $100,000 and then 80,000 of it I had to pay to other people. And now, yes, you can expense it, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be in charge of that crap. You book all the stuff and pay me my $25,000. That's what I do when I do commercial shoots. Typically when I do a commercial shoot, guys, and they're dead now. I've been dead this whole year. When I do commercial shoot, like for Lakeside Bank or something like that, I'll get paid around $20,000. Just being honest with you. And that's usually for 2 days work. And that's just for digital files and for nothing else. That's what we do. Simon says later, my man. What's your wide lens for a beginner? 16 to 35. That's depends on your money, my man. Depends on your money. Action cam good. Absolutely. You can capture like some really crazy KGB shit. If you could cover any event all access, what would you want to shoot? Oh, that's a really good question. Gosh, that's a good question. Huh. Probably inauguration. I shoot the inauguration every year, but I always shoot it. All of the press photographers, and I do have a press pass, all of the press photographers are always getting the same shot. They're always just shooting 600 millimeter, 400 millimeter on the president. It's boring. So I always go and photograph other stuff, but I don't know. Like an all access pass, I could be a good rule keeper for a day. I mean, people asked me earlier in the live stream about being a White House photographer. I think eventually I would break some rules and get busted, but I think I could keep the rules for a day for inauguration. I'm checking out the AOS. Go buy it. Use my code, my man. The average minimum wage across Latin America is about $350. Let me see. What did he say? $350 for a month. Oh my gosh. Taking your gear out. Yeah, and it's crazy. You know what they make in Cuba? It's about 30 to 40 bucks a month. It's awful. Robin says, do you think the Canon EOS Rebel T6i is a good choice, and what lens is best for portraits? How much money do you have to spend? I'd probably get the Canon 50 Nifty. That they're famous. That thing's like $100 or something. It's plastic, but it works really well. Do you prefer to use single flash outdoors with the reflector? No, I prefer to use a monolight outside. But I do prefer, to answer your question, I do prefer a reflector on the other side of the light versus two lights, because that's a much better feel effect, in my opinion. When dealing with models and paying them, do you pay them before or after the event? After. Hell yeah. They don't get paid before. Are you kidding me? No way. So many flaky girls and guys. No way. They get paid after. Okay. Would you rather have a camera make a fart sound for the shutter, or B, have your camera smell like a fart every time? Oh, man. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I don't know. Actually, I do. It would be the latter, because since I hold the camera away from me, it really wouldn't affect me much. My hand might smell a little bit, but would that be it? Where do you go to get models? I go to Model Mayhem and Instagram. Instagram's a great one, guys. If you're looking for models, just put hashtag Miami models or LA models or wherever you live, wherever you wanting to shoot, and DM them and give them a clear and concise idea for your shoot. Be professional. Give them don't say, yo, what up, girl? And don't be stupid. Just say, hey, here's my idea for a shoot. I'd love to do this with you. And if you're interested, let me know. And if they don't respond, don't keep hitting them back, guys. That's desperate. Don't do that. It's stupid. Send them a message. If they reply, great. And if they don't, which 80% of them won't, and then out of those 80, half of those will respond typically a week or two after you wanted to shoot with them. But then that's fine. You can work with them at a later date, but that's what it is. Do you think the A7R3 would be a good camera for wildlife? Yeah, absolutely. No, I've used it for wildlife. It's great. Paintball maybe, but not KGB. Is real estate photography profitable? Real estate photography is a volume business. It's low pay, high pictures. So it's something that you aren't going to get paid a lot of money to do. Like a real estate shoot, maybe $200, $250, but you can do a lot of them. Hopefully, Jason will soon come to Egypt, Africa. The Grand Egypt Museum is opening soon, the world's largest museum with all pharaonic monuments. That'd be awesome. All access to my funeral? That would be great. When you die, Scott, we are going to party, man. It's going to be awesome. We'll drop a little bit of wine on your coffin for you so you can drink when you're dead. Were you able to smuggle a camera into the concert a couple years back? And if so, what did you bring in? No. I went to, I think, an Imagine Dragons concert, and I was not able to get the camera in. That was a Staples Center, and they're Nazis over there. Is there a difference in editing or capturing in your photography style when you do commercial? Nope, there's not. I like to have a consistency with my work, so that way my clients know what they're going to get. So I definitely only shoot my style and do that for people who want it. Hey, Jason, are you coming back to Massachusetts anytime soon? Yes, I am. I liked your Salem photo shoot. Hubie Halloween on Netflix was represented there too. Oh, that's awesome. No, I need to get back there. I definitely have a workshop that I have to do in Boston. That's a makeup for one that was postponed thanks to El Covido. Instagram is a place for models nowadays. Model Mayhem is the same ones everyone has shot. Yeah. Your model is one chance to get it right. Have you ever experienced a shoot that has a complete bust, and how did you handle that? Yeah. I mean, I've had shoots that didn't turn out either. I did a shoot recently where the model showed up an hour and a half late, and I was waiting around, and I won't wait for a model like that. The only reason I even did the studio before I had a flight that night. I had a red eye. I was actually flying to Florida. And so I'm like, well, I can either sit at the airport or I can sit in the studio. So I sat in the studio. Well, after an hour and a half, she, waltzed her way down. And this is FD Photo Studio. And she couldn't figure out how to get up into the building. Probably, well, I now know that she was completely on drugs. And I go downstairs to retrieve her. And she's literally chasing a cat in downtown LA. In the Fashion District, which is not the best area of town at night. And I said, well, come on. And she came in, and I said, are you high? Oh, just marijuana. Yeah. Okay. And she's like, so literally she said, I really want to shoot, and I feel really bad. And anybody knows me, I really don't like confrontation. I'm not afraid of it. If it needs to happen, it'll happen. But so in other words, I'm like, what am I going to gain out of yelling at this girl? Nothing. I already know I'm not going to work with her again. So what am I going to gain out of getting angry? So she's like, I'm sorry. And I said, I understand. Now, I didn't let her off like, oh, it's okay. No worries. It's okay. No, I'm like, no. You should feel some of the responsibility because you completely shirked your duties. However, this was the funny part. She said, well, my face is kind of effed up. And it was because of the drugs. And I said, okay. And she said, so I want to shoot. I said, well, you just said your face is messed up. And she said, okay, I'm not exaggerating. I would post these shots, but now you guys, like I would find a way to post them so you guys could see them. Because if you listen to my podcast, one thing that I said is curiosity drives so much of what I do. So she says, I want to do a shoot. And she had long hair. She goes, I want to do a shoot and you just cover my face. I said, what? You want to do a shoot but cover your face? Yes, it'll be very artistic. And I said, so you want me to take pictures of you with your hair covering your face because you did drugs? Yes. Well, unfortunately, my curiosity got the best of me, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? So I shot it. And I got to be honest with you, the hardest thing throughout that shoot was not laughing. I was trying so hard not to laugh. So I went from being very annoyed to very curious to very amused. And so I don't know. I think that in another sense, like if I done a shoot where I really messed up, I don't know that I've really messed up. I've had shoots that definitely weren't up to par, but those were in my earlier days when I really didn't know much. And when I didn't know much, I didn't beat myself up over it. I chalked everything up to a learning experience. So that's what I did. Okay. Girl, let me photo you too. Let me photo you. Oh yeah. I got a 40 millimeter. Yeah, exactly. I work for a real estate photography company. Our photographers would do 5 to 10 hours a day at 200, 250 pop. Yep. I think the actual photographer only got like 40 for each shoot. It's volume business. Exactly. How much is reasonable to pay a model? 25 an hour. These stupid rates. Stupid. I charge $300 an hour. Okay. That's why you don't work. I mean, really, unless you're like really, really well known, who is paying a model hundreds of dollars an hour? What a joke. If you guys want to make money at photography, stop being, I'm not saying any of you are, but if photographers want to make money at photography, don't be stupid with your money. So guess what? Hit up a model. Hey, here's the thing. You want to come? Here's what I'll pay. I'll pay you 25 bucks an hour. I'm not doing it for 25 bucks an hour. Well, what are you working at Starbucks? Oh yeah, that's right. You are working at Starbucks. And when you go to Starbucks, you're getting paid $12.50 an hour. So I'm paying you double, and you don't have to stand behind and make somebody's double, triple mocha latte. And you get to stand there and have fun. And we take pictures in cool places, and I'll pay for your gas and transportation, and I'll buy you lunch. So 25 an hour is not good enough? Well, no. Okay. Next. When do you decide to stop looking through the viewfinder? I stopped looking through the viewfinder for 2 reasons. A, it was easier on my back and my leg. B, it lines the lens up with the model. Looks a lot better. Response to freedom video. I think the wrongly arrest and police mistakes should be paid back to you from those police personal pockets. I'm curious if they will still act like Nazis after that. No, they want me, guys, in response to the freedom video, they want me to do community service to have the charges dismissed, and I'm angry. My lawyer called me and said they're willing to drop the charges if you do 25 hours of community service. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? For standing where everyone, if this isn't discrimination, I don't know what it is. I mean, how can you say that? I was literally filming someone and I got arrested. Now you want me to do 25 hours of community service? Crazy people. I want to go to the inauguration with you. History is going to be made. Need to capture Miss Harris. You can come with me, Lionel, but it's crazy. It is crazy. LO models chasing cats now. That would be a hilarious shoot. Absolutely. VP-elect Harris. How do you prep your DNG photos to send to your clients? I always have trouble sending my, I don't send DNG photos to clients. I don't use DNG. I always have trouble sending my photos on email, or do you use a personal hard drive and show clients face-to-face? I don't do any of that. I use a system called Pass. If you go to passgallery.com, not sponsored. If you go to passgallery.com, you can upload the pictures there. They take the full res images. You send an email to the person. It's a very nice interface. They can view them online. They can download them. They can order prints if they want. But most of the girls just download the shots. You send it to them. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. And none of that other stuff. No, I lost the hard drive. No, this doesn't work. The thumb drive, blah, 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 blah. None of that. They're up there. And that's how I handle my business. Have I tried palette, gear, monogram, or loop deck? Nope. Thanks for all you do. You're welcome. Your videos are the best. Thank you. New video coming out tomorrow, guys. Mañana. And check out my podcast, jasonlanier.com/podcast, mother freakers. I've been buying a few Rotolight Neo 1 versions on eBay for $70. What a deal for something that cost $300 a couple years ago. Good for you, my man. I wouldn't use Dropbox. I much prefer that other because it's a much better looking interface, much more professional. You hate it when I have to shoot hair in front because my model's on drugs. Yeah, no doubt. WeTransfer is great. WeTransfer is better than Dropbox, but WeTransfer is what I send Rotolight when they're going to use my images for, like if I need to send large files, TIFFs or whatever else, I'll use WeTransfer to my sponsors if they want to put something on a product box or put in a magazine. But to clients, models, blah, 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 it's Pass. Why do I think that these photos turned out to look like the girl from The Ring? Yeah, no doubt. And Cousin It. Nobody wants to work these days, brother, even at 25 beans an hour. Really weird time we're at. I don't know, man. It all depends on your hustle. I don't pay models anymore at all. I don't pay them. Nope. I do not pay a model. Every single one of these model shoots that you've seen me do over the past 4 months, I haven't paid a single one. So they all do it for free. So up your photography game so people want your shots. And you guys gotta use your mouth, man. I mean, I'll remind these girls, I would charge you hundreds of dollars per hour, if not more, to take these of you if you hired me. So this is really an opportunity for you. And I think the other piece to it too is you got to find something that's exciting for them to do. So I think another piece to that, when you're trying to hire or work with someone, or collaborate is the best word. When you're trying to collaborate with somebody, find something that interests both of you, and then you both have skin in the game. And I think that's very important. And if you can do that, you're gonna be much better off, and you're gonna have a lot better buy-in, and they're really gonna want to do it. Have you ever thought about filming a documentary? I've filmed lots of documentaries. I've done documentaries in Ethiopia. I've done documentaries on COVID, on politics. I do a documentary every time I film the inauguration, which I've done the last 3. So I do documentaries. I love them. Jason, 2021, I'm signed up for your Patreon. Awesome. I'd love to see you there. Everyone smash that like button. Yes, that's right, Charles Bronson. You smash it, baby boy. Is Pass Gallery free? They offer a version for free. And of course, just like everything else, if you want more of a storage limit, then it costs you a certain amount of money. But yeah, sign up. Check it out for yourself, my man. Jason, health revolves around sleep and good sleep. I agree. I suggest we all get some good sleep so we can continue to better ourselves and our bodies. Good night, all. Much love. Good night, Jiffer. Portrait photography, people have switched from the A7R3 to the A7 III because of the file size when taking multiple shots, but I love the R3 resolution. What's your opinion? I think they're both good. If I'm doing high volume, I'm definitely going 7.3, but if I'm not doing high volume, I do like the R3. What's your best aperture when shooting your pictures at the beach or in golden hour? Depends on my subject. Do I have 1 person, 4 people, 10 people? And are they stacked or are they in a line? It all depends on that. Does street photography interest you as a hobby? From a photojournalistic standpoint, absolutely it does. Thank you for the answers. It does help many of us. You're welcome. I'm working in mastering light and would love to go into fine art photo field once I'm sure I'm ready for it. That's awesome, man. Is that code for you want to shoot nudes? A personal documentary with your family. You did an awesome video with A7R2 and Canon lens by the pool. It was an awesome video, and your family dynamic is amazing outside of your direct personality. Thank you. The reason you don't see my family much is because of the personal hatred and attacks. So if you guys wonder, ever since, people like to do this mob justice and stuff, I don't show a lot of that stuff, and I'm not going to subject I choose to be on YouTube. I choose to submit myself to the sometimes the vicious attacks that come. So I'm not going to subject my family to it. And sometimes they even may say it's okay. Like, hey, we want to do this. I'll do a video here or there with my sons, but that's it. I'm not doing anything else because people are horrible human beings sometimes. Absolutely horrible human beings. And they're obsessive, compulsive, destructive, horrible, no life human beings. And I refuse to let my loved ones be abused by those folks who are truly horrible representations of the human race. Where did I get my press pass? You can get it from a number of places, but I would check out a place called NPPA, National Press Photographers of America. You can apply there and go from there, but check out NPPA. You made me switch from Canon to Sony. It's been the best move I've made. Thank you. Working on a documentary right now, filming in cinema 4K, not Sony for Netflix. That's great, man. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations. If you need some help, let me know. That sounds like fun. I've already shot nudes, but I'd rather take interesting different takes on shots. I'm sure that's true, Jaramillo, but the nudes that you've taken of yourself don't count. Your videos are inspiration for us who just started and helps us to go out there and try to get better pictures, and your tutorials give the best motivation. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have dust inside my Sony 7200 G Master. Do you recommend sending it to Sony, or is the way to clean it? Is it actually inside, or are you talking about the back element or the front element? Are you talking about actually inside? If it's inside, of course you have to send that in, but if it's just the back, just clean it out. Use a microfiber or a little blower thing. Did you ever find that guy that ran over your bag in Dallas? Yeah, we spoke about this a little bit earlier. The guy, yeah, they found him, and they were only going to press misdemeanor charges, so I refused to go there and testify against it because for a misdemeanor, I'm not doing that. How would you utilize a flash in landscape photography, and which Rotolight would you put in your bag? It depends on how big my bag is. It depends. There's a lot of parameters. I mean, if I could only have one Rotolight, it would be the Titan X1. That thing's amazing. If it's much more portable, I'd use the EOS or the Nova Pro 2. But yeah, that would be it. Then how would I use flash in landscape? I'd probably use flash in a landscape scenario. Like, let's say I'm in Europe shooting a castle. You could light up a castle and get different levels of exposure with the castle and then a landscape. So you could take a landscape shot, but do a long second exposure, maybe if it's nighttime or something, and you could actually strobe on the castle. And in fact, if you did like a 30-second exposure, you could walk around different areas of the castle and just hit the test fire button. Now, this is old school photography, but you could do the test fire button and run around and light up different areas of the castle or the church or whatever it may be. It could be really cool. Have you ever done product photography, and what did you or didn't like about it? I've done product photography. I've done food photography. I've done restaurant photography, wine photography. It's fun, but I enjoy. You guys know my personality. I enjoy the human race, and so that's typically where you'll find me. The reason people hate on you is total jealousy. Well, thank you. Inside on the internal glass, unless you have a degree in engineering, maggot, I would definitely send that to Sony. So sad about how humans can go. Sorry to hear the abuse you have received. It's all right. I'm stronger for it. And I'm just going to keep on dominating, or I'm going to really get back to dominating. Bastion Max says Lumix. Don't really use it. Sup JL says JM fans. What's up, my man? Aaron Bond, do you ever drink Bang energy drinks? Ha ha ha. No, I do not drink energy drinks. They disgust me. If I'm ever in a push, like I'm driving, or like I have to stay up to do all night to do a video, or I'm driving and I don't want to kill someone, then I'll do a 5-hour energy. But that's like, I'm not kidding. That's once or twice a year. So No, but I do drink Diet Coke or Diet Mountain Dew, and that does have caffeine. In my honest opinion, the problem with social media is you can be a trash human without physical repercussions. Yep. Yes, you can. It wants to know where I heard of past website. They wanted your name when I clicked friend. Nice. Let them know I sent you, baby boy. The reason people hate on you is because your skies dominate and people throw rocks at things that shine. Thank you. How's your hip? Feels great. My hip feels great. I just downloaded a sample raw image from the A7R2, and I'm really impressed with it. I'm pulling colors and exposure ever. It beats my 6000 10 times over. Yes, it does. Scott Porter says, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, Grandpa. Good night, Grandpa. Thanks for staying up with me, my man. I love you. Well, with that, guys, we've hit the 2-hour mark. These live streams are insane how much we talk on it. So I'm very grateful to you guys for watching. Very grateful for you guys being here. And we're going to do this a lot more often. So please, guys, go on and check out that podcast, jasonlanier.com/podcast. Please click on the bell for my YouTube channel, guys. You got to click on that bell so you're notified when I'm reading the comments, they're making me laugh. You got to pay attention. You got to click on that bell so you're notified when these videos come out. So, and last but not least, guys, check out those Rotolight Black Friday specials, rotolight.com/Jason offers. They're really awesome. So I have a brand new video coming out tomorrow. Can't wait to share it with you guys. It's 7 tips for lighting indoor portraits. And I think it'll really help. So I love you guys. Until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Find a work that works for you, and remember, you only have one chance to get it right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.